Good evening, everyone. I believe you can hear me from there. And my name is Tavlo Joshua. I'm the registrar of the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management, and I will be taking you for this free training for the next 5 days. I'll be your host, and we'll be having a great time to learn new things on peace education. So I am delighted to welcome all of you who have indicated interest to participate in the training. And I'm confident that at the end of the training, you will learn something new on how to promote peace through peace education by initiating programs that educate people in your community and around the world. So it's a pleasure to welcome all of you who have decided to join the training. And we have our guidelines concerning this training. The guidelines are very simple, and some of you have been following, have gone through the guidelines, but it's also important that I should share more details to you so that you know what is involved and what is expected of you. In this training, like we say, it's a free training, and the only way we can understand and know those who participated genuinely is by writing your name in the comment section. Just write your name only in the comment section. Yes, you are free to ask questions if you want to ask questions. You have a question that you want to ask. But apart from that, the only thing we want you to do in the course of the training is just comment your name in the comment section. So that because I have somebody assigned already that will be picking your names. It's only those that comment their names today that will be entitled to receive certificate. If you are joining us both on YouTube or on Facebook, just comment your name. If on YouTube, comment your name in the comment section. If on Facebook, comment your name in the comment section. Like I say, it's only those who have commented their names today, and we have taken their names today, that will receive certificate at the end of this training. Anybody that will comment his name tomorrow, that is a new person joining tomorrow, you are not entitled to receive the certificate. But if you have commented your names today and we have taken your name down, then it means that for the 5 days we're monitoring to see that your name is consistent for the 5 days. And then for that, you are qualified to be issued a certificate. Otherwise, you'll not be issued a certificate. And then on the last day, in our guideline, we say that you will share your name and either your WhatsApp number or your email. But someone was suggesting, one of the participants was suggesting that we should use another approach, instead of phone number or email. There are scammers nowadays, so maybe we'll send you a Google form to fill so that we'll get your details at the end of the day. If we have not taken your name down, and even you fill the Google form, we will not issue you the certificate until your name reflects in the 5 days of the training that you are qualified for the certificate. So I welcome all of you once again. Like I say, my name remains Ambassador Tavlo Joshua, the registrar of the Institute, and we are going into the training now. If you have any question, you can ask in the comment section. We will look at the question as we progress. Thank you once again for joining us. So we are looking at peace education, and this peace education is one of the professional courses that we offer in the Institute of Global Peace and Conflict Management. The truth of the matter is that the training cannot exhaust, the 5 days training cannot exhaust this course. But since it's a certification training, we are going to pick certain areas to train you and then give you a certificate. That is to say it's a certificate. It's a certificate training. It's not a professional certification. It's not a professional diploma, neither is an advanced diploma, but it's just a certificate course. I submitted all this one. So it's just a certificate course. It's not we know we have professional postgraduate diploma, we have professional diplomas. So, but this training is not amount to that. It's just a certification training. So we are going to pick certain areas to train you on, and then we issue you the certificate at the end of the training. So peace education. Peace education. This course has is divided into 6 modules. But we are not going to cover all the 6 modules. We'll cover few modules for the sake of this training. Okay, well, let me just, I will give you the highlight of all the modules, so that if you decide to choose to continue with the training and have the professional diploma or the professional postgraduate diploma at the end of this training, maybe you have decided that, okay, since you are getting a certificate in the peace education, you want to go further it and get a professional diploma or professional postgraduate diploma, you can go. So I will show you all the modules, but at the end of the day, we will not cover all of them for this training. So, but before we get to the modules, let's try to introduce peace education. Peace education. We are trying to introduce the course now. So now we say peace education is an interdisciplinary field that aims to cultivate a culture of peace, non-violence, and conflict resolution at all levels of society. It encompasses a variety of approaches, methods, and strategies designed to promote understanding, empathy, and cooperation among individuals and communities. That is the work of peace education. That is what the peace education aims to achieve, right? It aims to, create awareness, bring approaches, and design strategies to promote peace in our communities, and promote empathy at all levels. So at its core, peace education seeks to address the root causes of conflict, whether they are social, economic, political, or cultural, and to empower individuals with knowledge and skills needed to build sustainable peace in our communities. So that is what our peace education aims to achieve. So let's look at the learning objectives of this course. What are the learning objectives? We expect you to understand the concept of peace education and its significance in promoting peace, conflict resolution, and social justice. Another objective is to recognize the root causes of conflict at individual, community, and social levels, or societal levels. We also expect you to understand and be able to analyze and apply theories of peace, including pacifism, non-violence theory, and conflict transformation. Develop skills in conflict resolution, mediation, negotiation, and non-violence communication. Explore the role of human rights education in fostering a culture of peace and respect for human dignity. These are some of the objectives, and we have several of them that this course intends to achieve. Let's look at the learning outcomes. What do we expect you to demonstrate at the end of this training? At the end of this training, we expect you to be able to define peace education and explain its importance in promoting peace, social justice, and conflict resolution. Analyze the root causes of conflict and identify strategies for addressing them at different levels. We also expect you that at the end of this training, you should be able to apply theories of peace, such as pacifism, non-violence theory, and conflict transformation to real-world scenarios. Demonstrate skills in conflict resolution, mediation, negotiation, and non-violence communication in interpersonal and group settings. So these are the things that we expect you to be able to demonstrate at the end of this training. I may not go through all of them, but maybe what we'll do for you is that at the end of the training, we'll still give you this manual. What we covered, we'll be able to send the manual to you in such a way that you can get it from our WhatsApp group. We can share it there so you can download it and use it. So let's look at some of the modules that we have here. We have several modules. We have Module 1 talking about Introduction to Peace Education. And what does this Module 1 covers? It covers foundations of peace education, talk about the theories of peace, talk about the root causes of conflict. That's what you're going to cover in Module 1. In Module 2, we are going to look at conflict resolution and mediation. So here we are going to look at conflict resolution strategies. We are looking at mediation and peace building. We are looking at human rights education and global citizenship. This is what we're going to cover in Module 2. In Module 3, we're going to look at non-violence communication and conflict transformation. So in Unit 1, we're going to look at non-violence communication, conflict transformation, youth engagement, and peace education. So we're going to cover in Module 3. In Module 4, we'll be looking at peace education curriculum. Okay, we're going to look at peace education curriculum development. So curriculum design for peace education, implementing peace education programs, best practices in peace education is what we're going to cover in Module 4. In Module 5, we are looking at peace building initiatives and global peace, right? Peace building initiatives and global peace is what we're going to cover in Module 5. Okay, and we'll be looking at things like peace building efforts, sustainable development and peace. We'll also be looking at global peace and conflict resolution. So some of the things that we're going to cover in Module 5. And then in Module 6, we have advanced topics in peace education, which is peace education research and advocacy, technology and peace education in practice. So this is what we are expected to cover in Module 6. And these are the modules we have in this course. But for this training, we'll not be able to cover all of these modules, but we'll cover maybe up to 3 of them for the sake of this training, and then you'll be certified for it. So if you wish to cover the other modules, you will register for the training, and then you receive the full training in this course. So thank you once again for joining us. If you have just joined us, we say that if you join the meeting, comment your name in the comment section, because there are people that are going to pick your name. At the end of the day, it's those that comment their name in the comment section today that will receive the certificate at the end of this training. Because if you do not comment your name today, it means that you did not participate in the training for the 5 days, even if you join the training. So the best thing you can do now is comment your name in the comment section, and then somebody's there picking the names already. Do you understand? So that at the end of the day, we will be able to know those who joined the training. And then we'll be monitoring you from today till the end of the training. So every day you join, you have to comment your name. So if you miss one day, you are not going to get your certificate. That is just the rule here. So let's go into the course, and we're going to look at Module 1. Module 1, we are talking about the foundations of peace education. We're talking about Introduction to Peace Education, and we're looking at Unit 1, which is the foundations of peace education. So here we're going to have an understanding of what peace education is all about and the importance of peace education in our society. So what is peace education? If you are asked to define peace education, what are you going to say? Peace education is a comprehensive, multidisciplinary approach to teaching and learning that aims to equip individuals with the knowledge, skills, and attitude needed to promote peace, resolve conflicts non-violently, and foster a culture of respect, tolerance, and understanding. That's what peace education is all about. Peace education aims to empower you with the skills necessary to resolve conflict at whatever level, at the community level, at the state level, at the regional level, at the international level. The peace education aims to empower you with the skills that you can be able to resolve conflict anywhere you find yourself. Conflict at the interpersonal level, conflict at the level of the family level. So once you have the skills that are required, you'll be able to resolve any form of conflict whatsoever. That's what the peace education aims to achieve by training you. So let's look at what peace education encompasses. Peace education encompasses a wide range of topics, including conflict resolution, human rights, social justice, intercultural communications, nonviolent communications, global citizenship, and sustainable development. That's what peace education, covers. So peace education, aims to train you holistically to be able to resolve conflicts at all levels. Okay, so let's look at the importance of peace education. What are the importance of peace education? We have one of the importance of peace education is to promote, conflict resolution. The essence why you are going to train in peace education is to enable to promote conflict resolution. That is, whenever there is conflict, you are going to bring strategies to make sure that that conflict is being resolved. So peace education equips individuals with the skills and tools needed to resolve conflict peacefully, fostering positive relationship and preventing violence. So that at the end of the day, where there's argument, where there is a misunderstanding, okay, what peace education is going to help you to do is to be able to resolve the misunderstanding without resulting into what? Violence. Then we'll talk about foster social cohesion, all right? Peace education also aims to promote empathy, tolerance, and understanding. Peace education helps build cohesive and inclusive communities where diversity is respected and celebrated. We are living in a diverse society. Different people with different perspectives, different understanding, different cultural background. All right. So, and what is the peace education helping you to achieve? Peace education is going to help you to foster social cohesion. All right. It helps you to interact with everybody. It doesn't matter someone's background, color, language. You can be able to interact with the person effectively. That's what peace education helps you to do. Peace education also empowers individuals. All right. Peace education empowers individuals to become active participants in shaping a more just and peaceful world. Okay, encouraging them to take action to address social injustice and promote positive change in our society. That's what peace education is going to help you to do. This training is going to help you to be able to take steps to promote peace and also fight injustice in your society. Okay, wherever you are joining us from, whether you are from Nigeria or from any of the African countries or any part of the world that you're joining us today, I'm telling you that with this training, you can be able to be a voice to the voiceless, right? You'll be able to stand for justice and fight until you get justice. That's what peace education helps you to do, because you are able to know right and wrong, and so you are able to communicate and defend peace where possible. Then we'll talk about advanced human rights, okay? Peace education helps you to understand what are your rights, okay? And how you can stand for your rights, and how you can help to educate other people to also understand their rights and speak for their rights. That's what peace education does. Peace education also builds global citizenship, okay? By fostering a sense of global citizenship and intercultural understanding. So it doesn't matter wherever you find yourself at time, you should be able to live effectively and interact with anybody. You travel to Germany, you interact with the Germans effectively. You go to America, you interact with Americans effectively. That's what peace education helps you to do. It builds global citizenship. Okay, peace education helps to prevent violence. All right, peace education gives you an understanding to know that violence does not pay. Okay, so through promoting non-violent communication, conflict resolution skills, and peaceful coexistence, peace education helps prevent violence and contribute to building a safer and more peaceful communities. All right, because if you are educated, have an education on peace, then what that helps you to do is that in places where ordinary you would have exchanged vulgar talks, or where you would have been so violent in your approach in communication, you rather communicate peacefully, all right? And then by so doing, you promote peace in the process, okay? So peace education also supports sustainable development. It gives you an idea to understand that we must use resources in such a way that they are sustained for the next generation. This education helps you to understand that whatever resources we have today, we are not to use all for our own time, but we have to leave some for the next generation. That's what peace education helps you to do. So supports sustainable development. Okay, so it highlights those areas that you need to work towards to make sure that we have a peaceful environment and an environment that is peaceful to live. Okay, we are talking about the issue of climate change, right? So it's with peace education, you should be able to know that these are certain things that you need not to do, because currently the environment is in conflict with the human beings. Do you understand? Because of a manner the way human beings use the environment. We have abused the environment, and now the environment is retaliating. That is, environment is responding and reacting. And so now we are now talking about climate change. But it's because of the activities and the way and manner we have used, in the environment, that the environment is reacting now. So it's like we are at war with our environment. That's what is happening currently. So, but peace education helps you to understand that there are certain things that you need to do that will not be damaging to the environment. That's what peace education does. And then, in a way, it helps to support sustainable development. So, we are going to look at some of the historical overview and key concepts in peace education. So, a historical overview. How does peace education come about? How do we begin to talk about peace education? What led to the discussion about peace education? What led to the fact that we need to study peace? Okay, so peace education has roots that can be traced back to the ancient civilization. That's what we're saying. Where philosophies of non-violence, tolerance, and harmony were promoted. So it's not today that we are talking about peace or tolerance. All right, it has been said in ancient times. So, however, the formal development of peace education as a field of study began to take shape in the 20th century, okay, in response to the devastating impact of wars, most especially the First and the Second World War, all right, conflict and violence on society worldwide. So, this is when we began to practically talk about peace education in the 20th century, okay. So, in early 20th century, what happened? The devastation of the World War I and World War II led to a growing recognition of the need for education to promote peace and prevent future conflict. If not because of the peace education activities that have, gone so viral to educate people around the world, maybe by now we would have experienced the Third World War. All right? But by the aid of peace education, we are able to manage difficult conflicts across the board. So this has helped us to limit the chances of sliding into a full-fledged war again. Okay, so but we have been seeing regional wars like the one that is going on in the Middle East between Hamas and Israel. Okay, these are wars that can generate global wars. Okay, these are wars, the war between Russia and Ukraine. They have the capacity to trigger into global conflicts. Do you understand? But because of peace education, these kind of conflicts have been able to manage, and they remain either regional or a particular zonal kind of conflict. So peace education has played its roles to help us to understand that there's no need to go into war. My president always said that the cost of peace is cheaper than the cost of war. If you see what we experienced during the First and the Second World War, even though some of us were not alive then, we were not there in existence. We're still somewhere in our mother's womb, all right? But we have heard the stories of what happened. We know the devastation that was done during those periods. Okay, and some of us were opportune to also hear of the conflicts that take place, like some of us we are much around when we talk about the genocide that was done in Rwanda. We were much around when we hear the kind of conflict that happened in the civil war that happened in Nigeria. What about the ones in South Sudan? All right. So all of these things brought serious issues and destruction to our community. So war does not peace, all right? And this is the work of peace education. Makes you to understand that there's no need to go into war, all right? There's no need of fighting, all right? Then we have Cold World War eras. That is, we'll talk about Cold World War eras. That is, during the Cold War, peace education focused on nuclear disarmament, okay? Conflict resolution and promoting understanding between East and West. You know, even up to now, we are still in that state, all right, where the West and the East is not relating effectively. Talk about the China relationship between China and America is not effective. Talk about the relationship between China and Russia is not effective. Talk about China and North Korea, the relationship is not effective. I get the point now. So the relationship between the West and the East has not been effective. You understand? Talk about Iran and other Western nations is not an effective relationship at all. So the Cold War is still going on, but we are focusing on making sure that even though countries like North Korea, they are still much interested in developing ballistic missiles and all of that, but the place of conflict resolution or peace education is to create more awareness to make sure that these things are not needed anymore. And that's why all efforts are being put in place to make sure that Iran is not going into nuclear production. You understand? So these are some of the aspects that we're talking about here. So that we will not have machineries and equipment and weapons stockpiled everywhere. What are we stockpiling weapons? What do we want to do with them? So that's the work of peace education. Make sure to understand that those things are not necessary. Okay, you see, because we love the issue of production of guns, somebody can just have access to guns. Look at what happened in America recently. We had the former president of America in a campaign where he was targeted. All right. So, and somebody just carry a gun and then targeting someone. So we don't need the production of this kind of thing. So nuclear disarmament. And then we also talk about even that is disarmament, you know, and then also we'll talk about withdrawal of even little and small guns from the street. It's very, very important. Then we'll talk about the post-Cold War era, right? With the end of the Cold World War, peace education expanded its activities. Do you understand? And then we're looking at the ethnic conflicts, human rights violations, and all of that. So peace education is helping us to understand that these things have to be, you know, dealt with. Okay, let's look at key concept in peace education. I hope you are following, and if you are just joining us, comment your name in the comment section so that we will take your name and count you as one of those participants that participated in the training today. And then tomorrow you join, you comment your name. Throughout the meeting, you are commenting your name. At the end of the day, if your name appears 5 times in the comment section, we know that yes, you are participating in the training and we issue you a certificate. So take note of that. So what are the key concepts in peace education? We have conflict resolution. Teaching individuals constructive ways to manage and resolve conflicts peacefully through dialogue, negotiation, mediation, and non-violent communication. You know, conflict resolution is you know, in conflicts management or in conflicts, we have what we call conflictology. Okay, conflictology is a field that specializes in peace, conflict resolution, conflict management, and conflict transformation, right? So conflicts, the idea here is that conflict resolution is the effort that we make to resolve conflicts, all right? And then there are some conflicts that we believe that cannot be resolved or we can manage them, and that's what we call conflict management, right? And then we'll talk about conflict transformation. These are efforts that we make to turn negative situations into opportunities, all right? That's what we call conflict transformation. So And like in the institute, when we are certifying or licensing our members, we will license them as conflictologists. So we expect them to have understanding in all of these areas I have mentioned. So conflict resolution is the efforts or the skills that you gather that helps you to resolve conflicts amicably. Okay, then we have non-violence. Non-violence promoting the principles and practices of non-violence as a powerful tool for social change, conflict transformation, and building sustainable peace. We must not resolve our differences violently. There's a way we can come and discuss ourselves, dialogue, understand better our situation and our problems, and then develop strategies to resolve the problem rather than taking arms. All right? We'll take arms and kill ourselves, and then what happens? Destroy the properties that we have. It took us years to put in place. At the end of the day, who is at the loss? All of us, right? So the best way we can do is to resolve our differences in a non-violent way, right? Then we'll talk about human rights education. It's very, very important that we know our, rights as humans, okay? Because the other day on our peace clinic, where we discussed the issue of knowing your rights. Because if you don't know your rights, you will be abused and you don't know how to go about it, all right? So peace education also helps you to understand your rights and the step you can take to defend yourself. All right, the step you can take to seek justice and redress where necessary, right? And so this is what it helps you to understand. Then we have other concepts like global citizenship, all right? So you are not just thinking and limiting yourself in your environment, but you are thinking in a global perspective, and you can be anywhere and fulfill whatever destiny you have for yourself. You can interact with anybody at whatever level, okay? It doesn't matter it's a language, it doesn't matter his color, it doesn't matter his race, it's not your problem, right? You can, by peace education, you can interact with everybody and you can function at that level. Okay, let's look at sustainable development. It's also another concept in peace education, highlighting the interconnectedness between peace, social justice, and sustainable development. You can agree with me that there cannot be any reasonable peace without sustainable development. And of course, there cannot be any reasonable development without a reasonable peace. Are you getting the point now? So they support each other. Okay? So that's why nowadays we're talking about concepts like sustainable peace and sustainable development, because all of them will need them at the sustainable level. Okay? If there are things that must be sustained, we must sustain development, we must also sustain peace because they support each other. Because you cannot develop in conflict. All right? You cannot develop in conflict because your attention is on the conflict and not on development. As the two generals in Sudan are fighting currently now, their mind is not on development. Their mind is on the conflict. All right? So, in fact, the development that have taken place, they are even using their hand to also destroy it. So, nobody's talking about project. Nobody is talking about human capital development. What they're talking about now is how to control power, how to take power and taking it by force, taking it by violence. I get a point now. So that's what is happening there now. So it's not paying them. So, and nobody's talking about development. But when there is peace, then people focus on development. And development initiative must be put in place to make sure that those factors that contribute to conflict are being addressed. Factors like poverty, factors like inequality. Okay, so when those things are there, then they contribute to promote peace. Do you understand? And these are developmental issues. Then we have empathy and compassion, right? We have empathy and compassion. We must show empathy towards one another. All right? We must be compassionate towards one another. You cannot just hate me because of where I come from. You cannot hate me simply because of my color. I'm a human just like you, just created differently. Does not mean that I'm your enemy. All right? Show compassion. So when there is a problem, when there is a misunderstanding, when there is a disagreement, show compassion, show empathy towards one another, right? Very, very important. Then we have talked about social justice. Social justice, advocating for fairness, equality, quality at all levels and at all sex, quality among men and women. You understand? Very important. Fairness in dealing with people. Don't deal with people on certain biases you have. Deal with people equally. It doesn't matter where they come from, whether you know them or you don't know them. It doesn't matter, right? And the protection of human rights, addressing systemic inequalities. Have opportunity to be able to address some of these things, take steps to reduce inequalities in our systems is going to be very, very good. That's what peace education helps you to do. To know that inequalities create more problems for us and they create conflict in our societies. So our efforts should be focused on reducing inequalities in our system. So this concept helps us to understand, what peace is all about and what we can do to promote peace in our society. So let's look at the objectives and goals of peace education. What are the objectives and goals of peace education? Peace education aims to foster a culture of peace by promoting attitude, behaviors, and values that contribute to peaceful coexistence, conflict resolution, and social justice. All right. So these are the goals and the objectives of peace education. These are the aims of peace education: to promote, attitude, behaviors, and values that contribute to make our worlds, and our coexistence peaceful. So let's look at some of the objectives stated here. Promoting understanding. The goal and one of the objectives of peace education is to promote understanding across the divides. All right. It doesn't matter where you come from. That's what I'm saying. We understand each other. So far as we can communicate and interact smoothly, then we have no problem whatsoever. So peace education gives you the opportunity to interact and communicate effectively, all right, and promote understanding, all right, among yourselves. Then peace education also helps you to acquire conflict resolution skills, all right. One of the primary goals of peace education is to equip individuals with the skills and strategies necessary to resolve conflicts. So peace education, when you receive training in peace, it helps you to have the skills that you can resolve conflict. And also you can promote peace at whatever level. All right. Because of the skills you have, because you have been empowered to be able to resolve conflict and also promote peace effectively. They are talking about promoting non-violence. One of the goals and the aims of peace education is also to promote non-violence. We advance peaceful resolution, resolve your issues amicably. You must not carry arms, you must not be aggressive in trying to resolve a difference. All right. You must not be confrontational in trying to address problems. You can address problems in a peaceful manner, in a language that promotes dignity, human dignity, and respect to one another. Do you understand? It must not be challenged in a way that is destructive. No, we can solve our problems without fighting, and that's what Obama says. We can disagree without being disagreeable. You understand? So we can disagree. That's fine, but we should not go to the extent that we begin to fight. So it's not important. So let's look at some of the the objectives of peace education is also human rights education. All right, peace education often incorporated human rights education to raise awareness about the universal human rights principles. All right, we have a universal declaration about human rights, right? And most of our national constitutions have enshrined, those that are members of the United Nations have enshrined some of these human rights declaration into our constitutions, right? So, and these are rights that we can enjoy them anywhere we find ourselves, right? Freedom of speech, freedom of movement, freedom to live, all of those things are our rights. So human rights education is also very, very important because most of the time people face injustice and they don't know. They have problems, but they cannot tell. They suffer oppression, but they are not aware. They suffer injustice, but they don't know how to go about it. Okay, but understanding your rights gives you the power to resist, all right, anybody that is denying you your right, all right. So empathy and compassion is also one of the goals and objectives of peace education. Critical thinking and media literacy. Yes, we just in our peace clinic today we're talking about the influence of media on conflict perspectives in Africa, all right. And then we're talking about media literacy. Many people don't have the way they look at it, they receive message, information, and consume it without thinking about the message, without asking critical questions about the message they're consuming. They just carry a message and spread it, spread wrong information. Some of them even adjust the information to suit their own thinking. Do you understand? So, but peace education helps you to be a critical person, right? You think critically and ask critical questions. That's what peace education helps you to do, so that you not go and be a victim of a situation. We have scammers, right? So, but if you ask certain questions, you get the right answers, right? When we say, okay, there's a free training, many of you ask questions, right? You ask questions so that you get better understanding of the training, and you are here to participate, all right? So you don't just carry information about, have a critical understanding. Then peace education also promotes global citizenship, right? Sustainable development, promoting social justice, building positive relationship are what peace education helps to promote. Let's look at Unit 2 of Module 1. We're going to look at Unit 2 of Module 1. We're looking at theories of peace. What are the theories of peace? We identified 3 of them here to discuss. We consider them to be also very, very important theories of peace. So we talk about pacifism, we talk about non-violence, and we talk about conflict transformation. These are the ones we'll cover in this training. So let's look at pacifism. Pacifism is a belief of philosophy that opposes war and violence as a means of resolving conflict. Pacifists typically advocate for non-violent resistance, peaceful negotiation, and the promotion of justice and equality as alternatives to armed conflict. The proponents of this theory are the likes of Mahatma Gandhi, all right? They were in the forefront of promoting this kind of belief system. They believe that we shouldn't use, there are some people that believe in violence to resolve conflict. But the likes of Mahatma Gandhi, they were saying that there's no need. We can resolve our problems, our differences, without resorting to arms or to violence, all right? So they hate it, they don't like it at all. And maybe some of us also fall in this category. But I don't think myself as a pacifist, but I believe that it's the best approach to use in resolving conflict. So key principles in pacifism is pacifism is based on principles of non-violence, right? Respect for human life. That this pacifists, they are the kind of people that if you ask them to kill a chicken, they are afraid. For them to take a life is a challenge. They cannot even kill a chicken. Do you understand? That's a pacifist for you. So taking a life is always a challenge. They are totally afraid. If they are to kill a chicken in the house, either they will call somebody to help them kill the chicken. They can eat it all, but to kill is a challenge. That's how it is. So the respect for human life is paramount. It's a belief of the pacifist. And then we'll talk about a commitment to resolving dispute through dialogue and non-violence. Just come, let's discuss. Come, let's dialogue. Let's have an understanding. What is our challenge? So that we'll have a better and a deeper understanding of our problem, so we can be able to resolve it. What are the objectives of pacifism? The main objective of pacifism is to promote peace, justice, and the resolution of conflict, without violence or warfare. That is the goal, that is the objective. Whatever it is, let's settle it, let's promote peace, let there be peace, let there be peace. And let's not bring injustice in the system, because these are the things that promote conflict. So let there be justice. Justice should be our watchword. You are in a place whereby you are to take 100 people for employment, then let these job opportunities be distributed equitably without anybody suffering any pain whatsoever. Do you understand? So we have the likes of Mahatma Gandhi as the proponents of this theory. We have Martin Luther Jr., King Jr., with the notable characters that promote this kind of theory. Then we talk about sorry, we have light seizure here. So, but we're on our agenda. Yes. So we talk about non-violence as another theory that we're going to look at. Non-violence is also another theory we are going to consider here. And we are looking at the definition of non-violence. Non-violence is a strategy or philosophy that rejects the use of physical force or violence in achieving social or political goals. Okay, non-violence action can take various forms, including protest, right, civil disobedience, and conflict resolution through peaceful means. All right. So for you to go and protest, non-violence suggests that you should go through a peaceful means. All right. But you can take actions like you can protest, but if your protest must, like in our African country or our continent, for instance, now, when we say we are going to protest, just be expecting that there's going to be violence. Why? Even if the protester themselves does not constitute any act of violence, maybe if they are protesting against the government will mobilize people that will counter the protesters. Do you understand? And then in the process, violence break out. Do you understand? So, but now violence saying that you must protest, it must be peaceful. Civil disobedience and conflict resolution through peaceful means. So, during I think we had issue of NSAS protesters in our country here, and people were protesting. I get a point now against the brutality of the police, one of the arm of the police, and why people gathered with doing their peaceful protest. They were attacked and killed, and then this thing escalated into something else. Protests erupt all over the country, and it became a very challenging situation. So this is what we're talking about here. Then what are the key principles of non-violence? Non-violence emphasizes the power of moral persuasion, active resistance, and non-cooperation as tools for social change and conflict resolution. Yes, you stand your ground and resist. They ask you to do something, you say no. You are not going to do it simply because they ask you to go and sit down. You say no, you are not sitting down until a change must come. These are non-violence actions, okay? Citizens may decide to go and gather in a public square, and they are just in a public square, they refuse to go home. Some go on hunger strike. Do you understand? Hunger strike just for them to create a change in their society. That's what non-violence action is all about. So you are not to go and take a physical approach to bring your points home. No, you can just by saying that you're going on a hunger strike alone, it can help to solve problem. You understand? It can help to solve problem. So that's what non-violent actions are about. So we have people that create change, not necessarily by going to the street to fight. They just go and stand in one place. Popular figures, they refuse to go home until a change took place. All right. So objectives, the primary objectives of nonviolence is to address injustice, promote social change, and resolve conflict without causing harm or resorting to violence. That's what the objectives of nonviolence. So what are the examples? We have example nonviolent movements such as the civil rights movement in the United States, the Indian independence movement led by Gandhi, and the Velvet Revolution in Czechoslovakia are powerful examples of the nonviolence examples I would have. Then we have the conflict transformation. Conflict transformation. So we're going to look at the definition of conflict transformation. Conflict transformation is a process of addressing conflicts at their root causes, all right, and transforming them into opportunities for positive change, growth, and reconciliation. It goes beyond conflict resolution or management to address underlying issues and relationships that contribute to conflict. Now, we're talking about, I made mention of Rwanda. Rwanda experienced civil war, but Rwanda was able to transform this situation from the bad aspect of it, and is one of the developing nations in our country, in our continents today. You understand? It's fast developing because they were able to promote the reconciliation, right, in the process, and now it's developing very, very fast. So that's what conflict transformation aims to achieve. Okay, to amend all relationship. It makes sure that relationship that we once destroyed are mended, all right, and then come back, and then once friends, now enemy, restore relationship. That's what conflict transformation does, making sure that the negative situation is turned into positive situation, all right, and that's what it is. So one of the key principles of conflict transformation focuses on understanding the complex dynamics of conflict, promoting dialogue, building relationship, and creating conditions for sustainable peace. That's what conflict transformation does. Then we have other aspects like the objectives. What is the objective? The goal of conflict transformation is to, shift the nature of conflict from destructive, all right, from destructive to a constructive, all right, fostering reconciliation, understanding, and cooperation among parties in conflict. Yes. So conflict that are so destructive in nature can actually be turned to constructive situations, whereby the disputing parties can create a situation whereby they are not taking steps that destroy each other, even though they may be disagreeing, but the steps of destroying each other is not the target now. The target now is to build. The target now is to mend relationship. The target now is to unite. So all the parties will be, pushing one goal of uniting their people. So, example, conflict transformation approaches have been used in various contexts such as post-conflict reconciliation efforts, community peace building initiatives, and intergroup dialogue programs aimed at bridging divides and promoting mutual understanding. So that's what conflict transformation does. So these theories help us to understand different approaches and strategies we can use to address conflict in our society. So last thing that we're going to look at today in this training, and then we'll call it today, is the understanding positive peace and negative peace. All right. So this is what we're going to treat for today, and then we'll call it a day, and then we'll meet tomorrow, same time, 6:30. So we're talking about peace, positive peace and negative peace. All right. We said positive peace and negative peace are two important concepts in the field of peace studies that describe different aspects of peace and conflict resolution, right? So let's look at negative peace. Negative peace, what's the definition of negative peace? When we're talking about negative peace, what are we talking about? Negative peace refers to the absence of direct violence or overt conflict. It is characterized by the absence of war, physical violence, or open hostilities between parties in a conflict. Now, when we're talking about negative peace, it's the kind of peace that we achieve without addressing the root cause of the problem. But in the interim, you are able to stop maybe any form of destruction or stop the conflict from generating into a destructive conflict, all right? But you have not addressed the root cause of that problem. That is negative peace. Okay, for instance, now, maybe there is a protest that is ongoing, and the protest is about turning into a violent protest, right? And then the government wants to see that, okay, this protest does not destroy properties, right? And then government will decide, okay, let's use the police to disperse the protesters, right? For now. Now, they will go and disperse the protesters. That's fine. But you have not resolved the conflict yet. You have just able to disperse the protesters, they will go home, but the reason why they were protesting has not been addressed. Do you understand? And if that has not been addressed, this will call it negative peace. You have just been able to disperse the protesters, but the problem for which they were protesting for, you have not resolved it. Then what you have managed to achieve is negative peace. Yes, there are no protesters on the street, but the problem has not been solved. Okay, that's it. So what you have just managed to achieve as a government is what we call negative peace. I don't know whether you will understand that explanation. Then we have, so what is the focus of negative peace? Negative peace focuses on the cessation of violence and the establishment of a formal ceasefire or peace agreement that halts the fighting and reduces immediate tensions. That's what peace, negative peace aims to achieve. All this ceasefire that we are calling in Palestine and Israel, all of the ceasefire we're talking about between Russia and Ukraine, all of these are negative peace. Okay, the ceasefire, that the destruction may stop, but the problem that started the conflict has not been resolved. And if that has not been resolved, we call it negative peace. Do you understand? You can stop the killing, but the problem for which the killing in the first place started has not been resolved, and that we call it negative peace. I don't know whether you understand my explanation. What's the limitation of this? While negative peace addresses the immediate symptoms of conflict by stopping violence, it may not address the underlying causes of conflict or the structural issues that contribute to instability and injustice. Do you understand? So now we may say, let there be a ceasefire between Israel and Palestine. Okay, there may be a ceasefire, but have you been able to resolve the problem? Because the problem now is about either a two-state factor. And if you come to a two-state factor, all of these two countries are laying claim on Jerusalem. One is talking about West Bank, the other one is talking about East Jerusalem. So, and the other one is saying Jerusalem, the whole of Jerusalem is their land. So how do you resolve these issues? And these are the reasons why the conflict in that place is still ongoing. Do you understand? So how can you resolve this? And if this has not been resolved, then if we can just manage to talk to Israel and the Hamas to stop fighting and exchanging gunfire, what we have just managed to achieve is what we call negative peace. That's negative peace. So, what are the examples of this thing? A ceasefire agreement between warring parties that stop active fighting is just what we consider as what? Negative peace. This is an example of negative peace. A ceasefire agreement is a negative peace. You have just managed to stop active fighting, but the root cause of the problem has not been stopped. So we call it a negative peace. All right, that's what it is. So let's go to the next one, which is the positive peace. Let's look at positive peace. So positive peace goes beyond the absence of violence to encompass the presence of conditions that promote sustainable peace. That is justice and reconciliation. It involves addressing root causes of conflict, promoting social justice, and building inclusive and equitable societies. These are the fundamental elements of every government. Every government that aims to be considered to be promoting positive peace must have institutions that promote justice, social justice, equality, and equitable distribution of resources. Okay, one of the most peaceful countries in the world today is Iceland. I tried to study and go deep to understand why Iceland is regarded as the most peaceful nation. And I came to realize that for more than 40 years, there's nobody that has been sent to prison. Do you understand? Their prison have been closed. There's nobody in prison. There's no case whatsoever to take anybody to court. Do you understand? Because they promote inclusion. They have institutions that promote social justice. They have institutions that promote peace. And so there's equitable distribution of resources. All right. So there's no need for anybody to take anybody to court. There's no need for anybody to go and harm somebody. You are earning resources according to your own level. According to the skills you have, there are opportunities for you to earn according to the skills you have. So there's no need why somebody will be so envious to go and attack anybody. Their prime ministers, in fact, the prime minister there now is even a woman. Women have been in the forefront. Do you understand? And in the societies whereby equality is being promoted, where women can also take position of leadership, like Switzerland. Switzerland, the woman is a prime minister, and these are countries that are regarded as the most peaceful nations. Do you understand? Because they promote equality in their environment. So this is what peace education and positive peace is talking about. There should be, factors. There should be promoting factors that promote sustainable peace. And what are those factors? Social justice, okay, inclusivity, and equitable distribution of resources. This is what makes a society to be peaceful. All right. A responsible government, not all this lackadaisical government that we have here and there. No, talking about responsible government that worries about the welfare of its own citizens. This is what makes that government responsive. But any government that does not worry about its own citizens, that government is irresponsible, and that government cannot experience any form of peace whatsoever. Do you understand? So positive peace is more than just the absence of violence. There cannot be violence, but there is injustice in place. There is discrimination. There is oppression. There is brutality of government instrumentalities. All of these are, are elements, are factors that indicate that there's no positive peace. If I may ask, some of you here, maybe in the past 20 years, you have not seen a bullet in your eye, on just one-on-one, like you have not seen a bullet physically. But I can tell you that you face injustice every day. You face discrimination every day. The society is upside down. That is, our society is upside down, whereby the rich keep getting richer, while the poor keep getting poorer. So what do you expect? Conflict everywhere, kidnapping, terrorism, armed banditry, criminal activities. Do you understand? That's what we are saying here. So when you see these things happening, there's no positive peace whatsoever. In our country here in Nigeria, here, kidnapping is another level. Banditry operation on another level. In DR Congo, conflict here and there. All right. It's of recent. People in Kenya, I know some of you in Kenya are here. You are protesting there. Oppression, government using instrumentalities of government to oppress people. This is what we call negative. What is negative peace we are having here? We have no element of positive peace because there are no fundamental, actions to promote such. But you see countries like Switzerland, Iceland, countries like Canada, where there are opportunities, equitable distribution of resources. Talk about Poland, okay? See, equitable in Poland, it's a woman that is a prime minister. Do you understand? So these are the things that we're talking about. So let's look at the focus of positive peace. Peace must be focused on creating a framework of long-term peace and stability by addressing structural violence, inequality, injustice, and promoting social cohesion, dialogue, and cooperation. That's what peace education, positive peace helps us to achieve. Benefits. What's the benefits of peace education? Positive peace aims to build resilience, all right, against future conflicts. That's because if you have social justice in place, you have inclusivity, you have equitable distribution of resources, then there's no way we'll be experiencing, conflict in the future. There's no way. Do you understand? So these are the benefits. Foster sustainable development. Yes, and that's why countries where they have gone past all these unnecessary get rich quick syndromes, and they are ensuring equitable distribution of resources. No, that's why they are in advance in development. That's why they are far, far advanced in development. Meanwhile, other countries are just coming behind, are struggling with other disasters of their nations. Do you understand? Because they have refused to put in place those institutions that will promote social justice, inclusivity, and equitable distribution of resources or equitable distribution of opportunities. All right. If you look at our national assemblies, you look at our state assemblies, you look at our government positions, they are dominated by the male. Where is the female? Where are women? Even in countries whereby they talk about the affirmative action to give women more opportunities, where are the women? They are not there. So in those kind of society, how do you expect to see peace where women are denied the opportunity? So we have examples like initiatives that promote social and economic development, human rights, reconciliation, intercultural dialogue, and conflict transformation are examples of efforts towards what positive peace. All right. So in summary, negative peace emphasizes the absence of violence and immediate conflict resolution, while positive peace focuses on addressing the root causes of conflict and addressing all those fundamental issues that generate conflict in our societies. So this is where we're going to stop here. We are stopping here today. Tomorrow when we come, we'll be looking at the role of education in promoting peace and other subject matters. We'll be looking at them tomorrow. So I hope you have remembered to send your name, type your name in the comment section. And then if you have any question, we'll also check our comment section to see if you have a question, we'll respond. If you have any question, we'll respond in the comment section. Thanks.